In this video, I'm teaching you how to do a global posture stretch for the lumbar spine or for your lower back. So if you have a lot of low back tightness, you tend to sit a lot, this will be an excellent stretch to add to your routine, and I would recommend doing this one as a daily stretch. So I'm going to take you through some variations. We're going to start at the very lowest part of the low back, and we're going to work up the lower back to the top of the lumbar. So the first position that I want you to get into is you're going to lay on your side with your fingers interlocked, and I want your hands to be behind your head. So your head's going to be supported here on your arms. As we do all variations, we want to make sure that our back is nice and straight against the floor, okay, or parallel to the ground. And what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be hunched forward here. So you often got to tend to open up through your chest so that your shoulders and hips are in alignment. Okay, we want to make sure that our low back is also flat. If you're someone who tends to have an overly arched low back, so your pelvis is dipping forward and you have this big curve in your lower back, we want to try to limit that curve. So think about trying to tilt your pelvis or tuck your tailbone under your hips here, and you can use your hand to see if you have a flat low back. I often will put a yoga block behind the low back or something to give you a little bit of feedback to tell if you can keep your low back flush with the rest of your body. So from here, we're going to lift the knees up towards the chest. We want the knees to be about in front of the belt line of our hips, and we want our knees to be bent at 90 degrees. So knees are a perfect L shape. We're going to take our toes and we're going to pull them up towards our knees here. Our head is still supported by our hands, okay, and then again the back is straight. This is going to be the starting position. What we want to do is we want to keep that bottom arm, bottom elbow glued to the ground. We want the legs to stay glued to the ground, and we don't want them to lift up. We're going to take that top arm, top elbow, and from here we're going to open up. We're going to lift back with that top arm, and we're also taking our head and we're looking back towards that arm. We're trying to open up as much as we can. Our eyes are looking towards that back elbow. From here, you're going to breathe in to that posture. As you breathe out, you're trying to open up a little bit more. As you breathe in, think about breathing into that lower back. This is the target of the stretch that we're doing. And as you breathe out, try to open up a little bit more, keeping those knees down, keeping that bottom elbow down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, trying to open a little bit more. I like to hold these stretches for about 20 to 30 seconds. And then after that last breath, you can slowly come back to the starting position. Okay. Let's do the other side so we can really practice the posture of it. So you're going to switch. And same thing, knees are going to come up to the belt line. Perfect 90 degrees with the legs. Interlace your fingers and support your head. From here, with your bottom arm down, knees are glued to the floor. Make sure that back stays straight, the lower back. And then from here, we can take that top arm and we're going to look back behind us. You might notice that on one side, it feels tighter than the other, or you might not be able to go back as far with that arm. So you want to go back as far as you can and just breathe into it. And over time, you'll start to improve that range of motion, especially if you're really tight in that lower back. So remember, this is focusing more on the lower part of our low back. So that's what you want to think about trying to breathe into and trying to stretch. Elbow keeps reaching back, holding for 30 seconds. Make sure you breathe. Don't hold that breath in. Keep that elbow, keep that knee down. Keep that head supported in your hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to relax that. Okay, so that's our first variation. To speed things along, I'm going to show you the other variations all on the same side. And what you can do is you can pause and practice that same position on the opposite side. I always encourage try all different variations, see what feels good for you, and practice that one. Okay, so to work a little bit higher in the lower back is we're going to go same position. Okay, so hands are still supported. Everything's the same in the upper body. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take that bottom leg and we're going to drop the bottom leg 45 5 degrees down towards the hip. Okay, so I'm bringing that bottom knee down, but it's still bent at 90 degrees. My top leg stays exactly where it's at. It's going to be a little bit in front of that belt line. Okay, so from here, we don't want that hip to tilt forward all the way. We want to keep the hip stacked above the bottom hip. So that knee might lift off the ground. You might want to place a small towel or a yoga block if you want this knee to be supported. Okay, but we're here, 45 degrees down with that bottom leg. I'm going to take this top arm. I'm going to look back behind me. My head is resting. Maybe you want to prop your head and hands up with the towel as well if you feel more supported that way. But you're going to breathe into that lower back because we're still opening there just a little bit higher. Try to reach back more with that back elbow. Try to turn your eyes towards that back arm. So we're turning our head to the left here. Keep that low back straight. Try not to arch it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to relax and come back. Okay, so that was the second variation. Now, as a reminder, make sure you do both sides. I'm going to show you the third variation to work even a little higher in that lower back. Now we're just going to switch the legs. So now the bottom leg is going to come up where that knee's in front of your belt line. Your leg is still bent at 90 degrees. Your top leg goes down to 45. So we're just switching the legs. So we're here. Same thing. If you want a little support, you can put something under that knee, or if it's okay to hang right there. Let's go hands behind the head, fingers interlocked. We're going to start here with that low back flap. We're going to look back behind us. And you might find that with these variations, you might not be able to go back as far. That's okay. You still want to focus on stretching. We're rotating in that lower back or creating a good stretch there. Eyes are still looking back at that back arm. That back elbow is trying to reach down and away from the body. My front elbow is still glued to the ground with my bottom knee or my front knee. Keep pulling the toes back towards your knees. Keep trying to open. One more breath. And slowly relax. Okay, that's our third variation. Make sure you do both sides. There's a fourth variation. We're going to bring our knees, both knees down to 45. So this one's easy. It's both legs on top of each other. Legs bent at 90 degrees. Pull the toes up. Okay, so we're at that angle. So it's below the belt line now. Hands are still cupping the head. We're going to open up. And again, this is still a low back stretch, but we're just working up that lower back. And start to pay attention to where you feel this stretch. Keep the knees glued to the ground. Make sure they're not lifting up for you to try to get more range of motion. Keep that bottom elbow glued to the ground. Slow your breathing. Breath is very important with these stretches. Let's go one more time. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And slowly relax. Okay. Got one last variation for you. Only thing that we're going to do on this one is we're going to take the bottom leg and we're going to drive it straight down. So now that bottom leg is straight. That top knee is forward at 45 degrees still. Okay, so it's still at that same angle. And this is going to get the very top of the low back. So we're here. Everything else remains the same. We're going to open up. Our eyes are looking back behind us. Breathe into that upper part of your lower back. Feel like that's where you're trying to get the stretch. With all these variations, you want to keep the hip, top hip leveled above your bottom hip. So we're not pulling back or we're not letting it tilt forward. Keep that pelvis neutral. Keep breathing. You're doing really good. Slow breath. Let's go one more time. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And slowly relax. So again, for about 20 to 30 seconds, each stretch. And make sure that when you go through these variations, you do the opposite side right after. And then play around with it. See what works for you. But those are your lower back global stretches. Enjoy.